I do kind of want to know what's happening because I literally haven't played Call of Duty since. I haven't played Call of Duty at all this week. I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile, or this month really, or last month. But I kind of want to know what improvements they did. If it's even worth it to go back. What's going on? This is a January 3rd update. I want to know what's happening. And then I heard that there might be a little bit still more like controversy going on. I don't know what's happening, but I kind of want to know if they actually made any real genuine improvements, fixes, or anything like that after the holidays. Let's get right into it. Yo, Xclusive Ace, go and check them out, my dudes.
What's up guys, my name is Ace, and the Squid Game event for Black Ops 6 is now live, and personally, I don't really care about the event so much, I more so care about the patch that came alongside it, which included a small handful of changes and fixes. So that's what we're going to be covering today. Just keep in mind, this was not a very large update as far as improvements and fixes to the game, and that's likely due to the fact that we're just coming off a holiday right now. I typically don't expect any major updates coming off the holidays until about a week or two later, just based on history. That's how things work with Call of Duty. The devs have been away, they're probably just now starting to trickle back into work, or maybe not even until next week. So I definitely didn't expect this to be a large update, and it wasn't. But there were some key adjustments here I wanted to cover, and the first one, which is a very welcome change that has been a long time coming in this game, they have increased mantle speeds across the board. This is something that has just felt painfully slow relative to all of the other movements in the game. It's just such a jarring feeling where you basically feel like a super soldier with your slides and your dives and everything. It happens so quickly and responsively, but then the moment you run into a small wall, it's like you've just lost all of your strength and everything happens in slow motion. So I just felt that the mantling was not really well suited to the general pacing of this game outside of mantling. So they did buff this, and let's have a look at the comparisons here. The first one we'll look at is this high mantle where you actually reach up and grab the ledge with two hands. And this one is very noticeably faster now, post-patch compared to pre-patch. You'll get your gun up about...
I don't know if I like that. I really don't know if I like that. Well, to be fair though, right? As somebody who... Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I feel like a mantle should be something you dedicate to. Like, why are you mantling in the middle of a war zone? That's stupid. Like, it's not mantling. Wait, maybe I didn't pay attention, though. Is this specifically for the perk? Like, for the perk that lets you mantle faster? In which case, yeah, fine, okay.
20% faster, and that's definitely a noticeable difference with that particular style of mantle. Next, we have the slightly lower but still reasonably high mantle here, where you're still putting your gun away, but you're not putting two hands up, so this animation happens a bit faster. And while the change might look a little bit more subtle here, if you actually look at the crosshair
the weapon
motion,
ready is
this
ready,
is where you can detect the actual changes. And
yeah, weapon ready faster.
And once again, this was actually a 20% improvement here, even though it may not look like it. And then finally, for a much lower mantle, this one was also sped up by 20%. But again, it looks like a very subtle change. You can start aiming down sight noticeably sooner, though, with this sniper rifle, for instance. So overall, while
To be fair, though, yeah, absolutely. The snipers definitely needed this. Yeah, especially because I freaking love this first sniper. And I kind of a little bit started to get into sniping in this game. It's pretty fun. I can see myself doing a little bit more sniping.
I do need some gameplay time to see how this actually feels in the heat of the moment when you're actually in the fight and have enemies shooting back at you, for instance. At the very least, this is a clear improvement this time around with this update, unlike the last time they claimed that they improved mantle speeds, but I couldn't really detect any differences. So absolutely a welcome change, but I'll need some more time to form my full opinions as to whether...
I gotta be honest, and I'm only bringing this up right now because I'm talking about sniping. I want to start, like, if I do gameplay videos, I kind of want to start doing a little bit of, like, sniping gameplay and just see if, like, I can get some really good shots, really good, like, clips. I need, like, $5, like, just over the years of collecting COD points and just, like, here, events, that. I need to put in, like, five or, like, 7, around there, like, 5 to almost $10 more, and I could get the freaking little skin pack with the little anime waifu on the sniper, and it's for that sniper, the very first sniper that you unlock, and I really want to get it, because it's, like, only $5 or so, but I'm like, I also don't want to support it, because, like, they're doing a lot of bad things for the game, right now.
Or not,
you know what I'm saying?
Far enough. I still
and I'm rarely, if ever, playing the game, like, it wouldn't be worth it, but I just have points, like enough that I could almost buy it, but at the same time, like that's probably like the method they're using to try to like get me to buy it is just giving me just barely enough points so that I get tempted to put in those extra $5 to get me their nickel and diamond yet. And I'm just like, ugh, it feels so icky.
That would be an excellent benefit
So I'm
they
just
could
probably
add to
not gonna buy
dexterity
it.
to make you mantle even faster. But that's the
But
first
if
thing
there's
they
any
adjusted with
events
this
that give me
update.
more Call of
The
Duty
next thing that's
points,
fairly minor, but
that's not a
want to
freaking stupid battle pass that I actually have to give money for. You know,
point out
who
you can do
knows?
this. They added the ability to open and close doors while sprinting. And this is actually kind of nice. If you're sprinting through an open doorway, all you have to do is hold down the interact button as you're doing that, and it'll actually close the door behind you. You don't have
That's
to like
important.
stop,
That's
turn
nice.
around, and then close the door. You can just hold that down. And
That's
that
amazing.
could actually be somewhat useful in some
Yeah, that'll be
situations. Probably more so in
incredibly useful.
Warzone than multiplayer.
No, you should forget that. In multiplayer, it'd be amazing, especially on these maps, because there's quite a few doorways to go through. Especially on the apartment, like some of the apartments in the maps as well. It can be really useful when you're trying to get away from enemies.
But even on the multiplayer side of things, you could potentially use that. If you're falling back and retreating, you think somebody's
Yeah.
chasing you, you could close that door behind you, and that could at the very least force them to...
fully that completely cuts off all visibility to you and allows you to, like what I would typically do would be shut the door, sprint, turn around, lay down, wait for them to breach, pop them, and anyone else that follows, and then just start my cycle again, going in the opposite direction of the map.
run through that door, creating a sound cue, and then you'll know exactly where they are and what's going on. Or you might be able to just cut off that line of sight if they're at a bit more of a distance and they're trying to get shots on you as they're going through a doorway. After that, when it comes to UI changes, they mentioned they improved the after action report flow. They added
Can I just also say, I don't understand how the hell you're doing this with 40 rounds. I can't. At least not with this Call of Duty. I can't do anything less than 50 rounds. I need a 50 round mag. How the hell you're doing this with a 40 round mag? Getting four eliminations. I'm only saying it because of YouTube. Getting 4 eliminations is not good enough for me. It's like 10 rounds per elimination. I need at least a Fury elimination, so that I can get basically the Predator drone, the Predator missile.
dismiss button to exit at any point and a timer, and they added a summary at the end. And as far as I could see with this, I didn't really notice any changes at least. Perhaps there were some subtle changes here, but nothing that really stood out to me as anything that was different than what we had access to previously.
Did they actually fix any of the GUI, any of the lobby, the menus? Like, they're so buggy and glitchy.
They also improved readability when searching for a match, and they addressed an issue where the
My operators are constantly being reset for no freaking reason.
gun screens could not be previewed. Now, unfortunately, one issue that
entire
popped up
UI
with the
needs to-
Season
needs
1
to- needs to
Reloaded
frickin-
update, if I remember correctly, that they didn't fix with this update, and hopefully they'll get on top of this with the next one, is we still don't have that ability to look at our advanced stats screen when we're in our gunsmith if we're in an individual attachment menu, and we used to be able to do that.
Yeah, there's so many little quality of life changes that need to be done here. This is such a badly designed menu all around. I especially now playing other games, especially games of Path of Exile, where data information, the UI is something that they took so much thought and effort into. This I freaking hate the UI system in Call of Duty so much every single
But
time.
now what you have to do is back
It's
out
so
to the
busted,
main
it's so
gun
broken.
screen, then you can open the advanced stats, and then you can
Hate
go
it.
back into the individual attachment
Exactly.
screens, and
It's
then it
so
will continue
stupid.
to show your advanced stats.
So stupid.
Fairly minor gripe, but it's just one of those things where the functionality
No,
works.
it's these small little things that could easily make the game it could improve the game by leaps and bounds, and it takes just the tiniest little changes. There's no reason it should not have been this should have been polishing. This basically is polishing that should have been done before release. How the hell this was not caught, or did nobody just play the game themselves at the studio and notice oh, this is nasty, this is weird, I hate this.
Was
Come on,
better
bro.
before, and then they
Have
took
a-
some of that
have a-
functionality
have a little bit
away,
of freaking,
and they didn't fix that with this
pride in your
update.
work.
Then after that, let's talk about score streaks a little bit, because a bunch of the score streaks saw some adjustments, mainly
all
buffs.
suck.
However, the RCXD was actually nerfed a little bit.
All the score streaks suck. They all suck booty cheeks. I don't like any of them. The only thing in the game that feels good, it genuinely feels good. For me, Scout Recon, Scout Pulse, whatever the frick, the personal UAV, the normal UAV, and then Napalm Burst. That's it. Everything else is booty cheeks.
they slightly reduced its maximum damage. With the Archangel launcher, apparently there was a rare issue
reduce the maximum damage of RCXD. Okay, so it's pointless now. Why?
Where the next
If anything, the RCXD, it's so easy to freaking just smack it, hit it once. I want to say if I use an RCXD, 7 out of 10 times I get hit before I even get close to an enemy.
bullet that you fired
Unless
from your weapon
stuff
would actually shoot an Archangel rocket. I have never seen that before personally. I've never even seen a clip of that, but that sounds pretty hilarious. In either case, they have fixed. Next bullet that you fired from your weapon would actually shoot an Archangel rocket. I have never seen that before personally. I've never even seen a clip of that, but that sounds pretty. Apparently there was a rare issue where the next bullet that you fired from your weapon would actually shoot an Archangel rocket. I have never seen that. They reduced its maximum damage. With the Archangel launcher, apparently there was a rare issue where the next bullet that you fired from your weapon would actually shoot an Archangel rocket. I have never seen that before personally. I've never even seen a clip of that, but that sounds pretty hilarious.
Wait, out of your primary weapon? Really? Oh, okay. I was gonna say I thought he meant like a glitch where you were able, because you could shoot Archangel rockets from the air.
In either case, they have fixed that one.
That's
with the care
kinda
package,
cool.
they reduce the odds that you'll get a scout pulse from a care package. With the LDBR, they decrease the damage of that, but that sounds pretty hilarious. In either case, they have fixed that one. Then with the care package, they reduce the odds that you'll get a scout pulse from a care package.
That's nice. They should really do that with the RCXD, the scout pulse, and the SAM turret. In all honesty, I feel like if you get a care package, you kind of earned at least a little bit. You know, the really bad score streaks should really be more of like a bad luck on the draw kind of deal. You know.
With the LDBR, they decrease the damage that the LDBR does to its owner. So if you run
Especially
into
since it can be
the
stolen,
damaged area of
so
that,
easily.
it's less likely to kill you as the person that called it in. And on top of that, they reduce the score requirement from 950 all the way down to 800. That's a pretty big buff as far as making it easier to earn. Then with the Sentry Turret, they increased the fire rate of the Sentry Turret. They increased its health. They reduced the score requirement from 1,000 down to 950. Not as big of an adjustment there, but I am curious to try this out and see if it's a lot more effective with that.
No, yeah, it was, because it was really effective for a cool, it was really effective for a cool while there, but it wasn't, it saw some usage, but it definitely needed a buff. It definitely saw some usage, but it needs a buff.
As for the Hellstorm, they reduced the score requirement by 50 score, so not a huge adjustment there, but a slight buff. With the Watchdog Helo, they slightly
that makes it easier to get for I think it'll make it a lot better for objective gameplay.
Increase the amount of damage it deals, and they increase the accuracy when it acquires a new target. And with that combination, that's sounding pretty deadly. Of course, I need to actually get some playtime with it to test it out to see if it really is more effective. But on paper, at least, those are two pretty big upgrades. And on top of that, they reduce the score requirement from 1,100 down to 1,050. After that, we have the Strategic Bomber, where they reduce the score requirement from 1,300 down to 1,100. With the
Strategic Bomber is still garbage. It doesn't matter how much you drop it.
GR, they increase the top speed as well as the acceleration, and they also address an issue where it would sometimes deploy with less HP than intended. And then
needed a buff for sure. It was
finally for streak adjustments with the Dreadnought, they slightly increased the HP value, and they reduced the score requirement to earn it from 1,800.
You know what I would do? Actually, genuinely, whenever that would happen, whenever that little freaking robot comes out, I just stand behind it with an LMG and just pop it, just completely rain down fire on it, and just keep running behind it, staying behind it, just hip firing like crazy. I'm a madman when it comes to that stuff, bro. Get rid of it immediately.
I
am absolutely
a killjoy. Good handful of buffs to many of the streaks out there. Some of them appear to be much bigger than others, and I'm looking forward to playing around with these a little bit to see just how effective they are.
I bust out the RPG, take it down immediately.
Next up, there's a few other bugs they fixed here, like the wrong finisher would sometimes be previewed in the UI. There were various issues with overlapping text. One funny thing they mentioned here is correct calling cards now display during the winner's circle in free-for-all. However, there's no mention of them actually fixing free-for-all, and the fact that the person that wins the match in free-for-all doesn't always actually win the match. Oftentimes you win, but you actually lose, which is a pretty big issue for that game mode that's been present since launch. They also reduced the range of emote sound effects, and that's pretty much it as far as the main fixes and adjustments that they made to the game. However, I should also point out some new actual playable content that we have access to with this update as well. The first thing is the Cleaver.
Even though it makes no difference, they should really make it, they should just make it a feature to be able to spam your emotes.
Melee weapon that is available as part of the Squid Game event. And for those curious, now that we have access to this, I'm finally going to be doing a full melee breakdown and comparison, looking at all the different melee weapons and how they differ from each other and which one is best. So expect that to come on the channel sometime in the near future, and if you guys haven't
the deagle's also really good. I highly recommend that one too.
subscribed yet, make sure you do that so you don't
Especially
miss out
when you
on
just
that.
prestiged.
And then on top of that, we have a new wild card called High Roller, and this one allows you to equip a 4th score streak on your loadout.
Oh, that's really cool.
Which sounds pretty powerful if that's the route you
That sounds like it'd be really fun, but I'm gonna keep running Gunfighter. I like 8 attachments all day, every day.
wanted to go. Obviously, wildcards are quite competitive. There are a lot of really good options out there, so I wouldn't say this is necessarily a no-brainer, but especially with these buff score streaks, this could be quite a powerful wildcard to use.
Meh.
And there we go. That's going to wrap it up for all of the important changes and fixes that came on the multiplayer side of things with today's update.
It'll be really powerful if you're going for like early to mid score streaks. If some insano, like, you can make some great clips, like getting like 4 of the top freaking score streaks as well, for sure, though. That'd be interesting.
Like I said, this wasn't a massive update by any means, but I didn't really expect that to be the case. It's not like they really addressed some of the biggest issues that are plaguing the game at the moment. But in saying that, there were some welcome changes here, and I suspect we'll be seeing a much more robust update within the next 2 to 3 weeks at least. Now, of course, these are just my opinions, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about this update and the Squid Game event in those comments down below. And if you enjoyed this one, a like rating is...
Don't care at all for the Squid Game event. To be fair, though, I haven't seen Squid Game, so I don't really care.
Always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.
Phenomenal video, my dudes. Phenomenal video. Please go and make sure to drop him a like or drop him a sub. Xclusive makes phenomenal content. I've been watching him for a while. I'm actually going to sub on this channel as well. I'm already subbed on my private channel, my personal. Great video. Didn't really care at all for the freaking Squid Game stuff, though, to be fair. But let me know if y'all, like, let me know if y'all actually cared for any of that stuff, but not really. I mean, I guess free skin, but yeah. Interesting. But yeah, alright. I mean, they still, this is like nowhere near close enough to fixing all the issues that the game has. It's still kind of disappointing that I haven't really seen, especially not a lot of fixes for the zombies as well. But, you know, I do, it's good that there is some changes, you know, at least. Thanks for hanging out. Like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and become a Monodachi today! I live stream all day, Monday through Friday, so go say hi! That's all for now, Monos. Goodbye, and thanks for swinging by. Salut!